There's one thing we're always being told about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry is that it's all about them, the charity, the way they want to commit a life of service and making sure that they're looking after others. Let's not forget, of course, that Meghan and Harry themselves have been, well, mysteriously caught and snapped, dishing out food parcels to the homeless, and then, of course, delivering food packages during the COVID-19 pandemic. Forget, of course, Meghan's brave move to visit the memorial for that terrible situation over in Texas. A really, really sad moment, and of course, raised a lot of eyebrows by people. Whether she's doing the right or the wrong thing, it didn't necessarily play out into the remit that they'd hoped. But now Meghan and Harry have a bigger problem because obviously, they're selling themselves on this, shall we say, good for the people motto. It's always about charity, always about thinking of others. Let's not forget that one of their benefactors, one of their supporters, about that Time magazine profile, basically said that they run towards the cause, not away from it. And this is what impressed him the most. Seemingly, though, they seem to be saving the world at least 1 hour a week, if that's what you believe in these latest account reports from their Archewell Charity Foundation. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here. Nice to see you. I hope you're keeping well. And as ever, welcome one and all brand new subscribers. No shock really, is it this? As we've often said about charities and charity foundations, there are always people doing incredibly well out of them. Now, I'm not suggesting for one moment that there's anything difficult or untoward regarding the Archewell Foundation. But when their files are being printed for the world to see, you can actually see exactly where they're at. Now, one might say that this particular couple have been incredibly busy. Let's not forget they were putting together their own docuseries for Netflix, and Harry was busy telling his story to a ghostwriter while putting together his international best-selling book, Spare. It doesn't look particularly good, does it, when you consider that the figures show, according to this at least, that they've only been working 1 hour a week on their very busy charitable foundation. And looking at the donations of 30 million, or so it appears, it doesn't bode well. So where has it truly gone wrong? And what do they plan next? See, the problem with the Archewell Foundation, it dished out around about 3 million in grants after raising 30 million from two wealthy benefactors, according to the 2021 tax filings. Now, the Archewell Foundations basically are doing incredibly well when you think about it. But the bigger problem is this: the donations that they dished out is literally only 24% of its income. And now it has quite a substantial amount in reserves. Obviously, these are the 2021 files. The documents also reveal that Harry and Meghan only worked 52 hours a year, which amounts to about 1 hour a week each at their much, well, shall we say, prized foundation. But what next? The PR like this is very damaging for the Duke and Duchess because, as I say, this is their main income, if you like now, their main source of revenue, particularly on the world stage. They're ready to pick up awards, aren't they, for all sorts of things, fighting racism against the royal family, picking up awards for only having 2 children. And when you look at charitable foundations, particularly in this very cost of living crisis, it makes it even harder for benefactors to say, yes, we want to support that. And as a lot of people have pointed out, yes, Harry and Meghan have been very generous in offering their face, their name, their time to certain individual charitable foundations themselves, causes, that sort of stuff. But how much of that money is coming from their foundation or indeed devoted from another charity where they're willing to put their name to it? It's all once again a very shady, difficult time for the Duke and Duchess. And moving forward for them, unless there's some clarification and a little bit more clarity about exactly where all that money could and should be going, it could be rather difficult moving forward with what they consider to be their finest work. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.